Bantam Doubleday Dell Audio Publishing presents 8 Steps to 7 Figures, the investment strategies of everyday millionaires and how you can become wealthy too. Too many people in this world settle for less. They settle for less because they don't know more is possible. More is possible. More money, more financial freedom, more peace of mind. But in order to have more, you'll have to get down to the doing of creating wealth. Unfortunately, most Americans either don't know how to go about building wealth or aren't willing to make the necessary sacrifices. Instead, people would rather moan about the wealth of others. For example, people decry the fact that the rich get richer in this country. The rich are getting richer. Money begets money, simple mathematics. Fortunately, getting rich in America is not a zero-sum game. The rich don't take what's yours. They build on what's theirs. They build on what, in most cases, took them much effort and many years to create. In their best-selling book, The Millionaire Next Door, Thomas J. Stanley and William D. Danko claim that 80% of the millionaires in this country are first-generation millionaires. They didn't inherit their wealth, they created it. Make no mistake, you can create wealth just like the rich. You can have a 7-figure investment portfolio. If you don't believe me, believe the everyday millionaire investors whose recipes for success shape this audiobook. Believe Rex Trotter, who built a 7-figure investment portfolio by age 40 without an inheritance and without any special expertise in investing. Believe Will Robinson, a retired metallurgist who didn't start investing until age 55, but who still built a portfolio worth $1.4 million before his 80th birthday. Believe Jeff Tolstoy, who retired before the age of 55 with a portfolio worth $3.6 million. Believe schoolteacher Bob Sutton, age 56, who started investing at age 17 and now has an investment portfolio worth $1.3 million. It should be reassuring to know that many of the millionaire investors discussed in this program started out in straits similar to yours. They had little or no money, little or no knowledge, a fear of failure, barely a plan. So how did these average Janes and Joes build their 7-figure portfolios? They started the process. They had a goal. They invested for growth. They reduced risk by maintaining a long-term focus. They kept at the process. They focused on their strengths. They took advantage of what Uncle Sam offered. They limited shocks to the process. In short, they took measures available to anyone, including you. I've always been fascinated by regular people who built not-so-regular fortunes solely by investing. I believe much could be learned from these successful individual investors. Little did I know just how much. Every one of the 170 or so millionaire investors participating in my study provides insights that can benefit virtually any investor. These millionaire investors know what works on Wall Street and, perhaps more important, what doesn't work. They know the hardships and the hurdles you face starting and maintaining an investment program. They face the same hardships and hurdles. My challenge was to distill these 170 individual investor success stories to their common denominators. By finding common threads responsible for investment success, I could create a blueprint, an action plan so simple to follow that any investor, regardless of income, age, and investing expertise, could create personal wealth in the financial markets. This program is such an action plan. 8 Steps to 7 Figures is the definitive step-by-step plan for investing your way to a 7-figure portfolio. 8 steps, that's all it takes. 8 simple steps. But simple doesn't necessarily mean easy. You'll need discipline, patience, persistence, perseverance. You have to change the way you think about money and spending. You may have to sacrifice today for a better tomorrow. But if you're up to the task, following these 8 steps will make you a better investor and a wealthier one too. You have more than just my word on that. You have the words of 170 everyday millionaire investors, people in many respects a lot like you. Our nation has 2 national pastimes, baseball and Warren Buffett. Indeed, it's difficult to go a day without hearing the name Warren Buffett. Buffett is buying silver. Buffett likes real estate investment trusts. Buffett says the market is overvalued. Buffett, Buffett, Buffett. Whole industries have been spawned in recent years around the sayings and doings of this man. Books, newsletters, mutual funds, television specials, all attempting to capitalize on the popularity of this unassuming gent from Nebraska. Why the public fascination? You're probably saying it's because he's rich. Yes, Mr. Buffett is rich, very rich, $30 billion rich. But that's only part of it. A lot of people are mega rich, athletes, movie stars, financiers, politicians. Few capture our interest like Mr. Buffett. No, our fascination with Mr. Buffett goes much deeper than merely his rather sizable bank account. We're intrigued with Mr. Buffett because he's one of us. Warren doesn't have a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. He can't dunk a basketball. He's not a scratch golfer. He can't do Hamlet. He doesn't know a motherboard from a Mother Hubbard. Warren loves McDonald's and Dairy Queen. He drinks a lot of Coke. He's a meatloaf and mashed potatoes kind of guy. Heck, he's from Omaha. Not Los Angeles or New York or Washington, D.C. or Silicon Valley. Omaha, for crying out loud. And one more thing, and this is a biggie. Warren made his billions doing something that's available to anyone. He got rich buying stocks. Washington Post, American Express, Coca-Cola, Wells Fargo, Gillette. That Warren Buffett made his loot investing in common stocks gives him a certain accessibility that doesn't exist with other rich people. I can't be like Michael Jordan. I can't be like Bill Gates. I can't be like Dustin Hoffman. I can be like Warren. I can buy Coca-Cola stock. I can buy Wells Fargo. I can buy American Express. That's why we're fascinated with Warren Buffett. His path to wealth could be our path to wealth. Now, I'm not saying that if you buy stocks, you'll eventually count commas like Warren Buffett counts commas. That's 3 commas in that figure, $1 billion. What I am saying is that there's no reason Warren has to have all the fun or all the commas for that matter. In fact, while Warren Buffett is the most obvious example of an individual investor who made good, real good, he's not alone. Many individual investors have built 2 that's 7-figure investment portfolios. You can build a 7-figure portfolio. This audiobook shows you how. What's different about this program, however, is that it won't tell you how Warren Buffett made his billions in the market. Plenty of books tell you that. I tell you how Sally Finn made her millions. Never heard of Sally Finn? She lives with her husband in the upper Midwest. Sally has an investment portfolio of $2.1 million despite being only 50 years old. How did she do it? She bought good growth stocks, Merck, Dell, Intel. She bought stock every month. She held her stocks on average for 5 years, and she put the maximum each year into her employer's 401k retirement program. I tell you how A.J. Wright made a 7-figure portfolio. That's $1.7 million to be exact. Never heard of A.J. Wright? A.J., age 55, lives on the East Coast with his wife. He started investing at age 25. A.J. built his 7-figure portfolio by following this adage: save 10%, give 10%, and spend the rest after taxes. Sally and A.J. are just 2 of the 170 everyday millionaire investors who share their money-making investment secrets in 8 steps to 7 figures. In fact, these 170 millionaire investors share much more than just their investment secrets. First, I'll tell you more about these people, their ages, incomes, education. Then we'll talk about their investment mistakes. Interestingly, the same mistakes come up time and again. You can avoid these mistakes by listening to these voices of experience. We get started on the 8 steps right after that. These 8 steps distill the success formulas of all 170 everyday millionaire investors. It is my firm belief that these 8 steps provide a blueprint for any investor, regardless of age, income level, or investment acumen, to build great wealth over time. It's always dangerous for people like me to tell people like you that $1 million portfolio is within your reach. We sound like just one more of those slick pitchmen hustling the latest can't-miss, get-rich-quick scheme. That's what makes this audiobook unique. 8 steps to 7 figures isn't about some guru telling you how to make millions. It's not about me telling you how to make millions in the stock market. It's about ordinary people, just like you, telling you how they won big on Wall Street. People with no agenda other than to help others duplicate their successes. That purity of...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?